What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Hella Trash Garage channel. On today's episode, I'm going to be introducing a new vehicle / project to the channel. I'm super pumped. I finally pulled the trigger and bought one. I've wanted one for a really long time, and with how things were going with these kind of trucks, I decided now's the best time. So went ahead and got one, as you can tell by the video. So let's jump into it. And as you can see, here we go. Diesel says hi. Bought it March 31st, 2021. Good truck. 93 D250 5-speed 2-wheel drive. Specifically wanted it. If you haven't seen my other videos, I already have a 2nd gen 4-wheel drive auto. I literally wanted the exact opposite for the experience. And I mean, I just love 1st gens. Square body stuff is where it's at, and I finally wanted my own before these trucks skyrocket in price or become scarce or can't find a clean one because someone wrapped it or whatever. So I'm the 3rd owner. Previous owner was obviously the 2nd owner. He is 70 and owned it for 18 years. It is bone stock from when I bought it from him. And it has 200 and almost 14,000. So almost 214,000, 5-speed, specifically 2-wheel drive. I wanted the experience of the 2-wheel drive, like I said. I already have a 4-wheel drive. It's cool hitting a bridge deck and sends you through the roof. This drives like a car. I absolutely love it for that reason. Awesome, awesome truck. I haven't done anything to the inside, honestly. Nothing worth mentioning, at least. So I do have on order the pins and bushings for the doors. It is slowly ruining the latch, and I already have the striker because the door is sagging and it's ruining it. So I kind of pull up on it to alleviate a lot of it. Factory, as far as I know, wheels, I don't really know what comes on them factory. Not gonna lie. It had a bumper. I took it off. It just looked horrible. I know a lot of people want that bumper, but it looked like something pulled. Like, picture getting it hooked on something and you put it in reverse and it like pulled it. I don't know. I hated it. As you can tell, whatever happened to the bumper happened here, and it also kind of penetrated the AC condenser as well. So getting to it. And here we have the truck. So like I said before, I did already do some stuff to it. I totally should have already been doing this. I apologize. Like the day I got it to show you exactly how it was, but I'm about to do a bunch of stuff to it, and I figured I better do it now before I keep missing some content and maybe losing a couple people on the way. So the only thing I've done so far is the window tint and the banner, and then really that's about it on the outside. I did take off the rub strips or weather strips, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, watch out when you do it. I didn't know that was a thing, and that's why I left the front one on. Let's see. So as usual, I'm sure most people know what I'm already gonna say. New alternator. I'm sure a lot of you know why. I was chasing the problem of these trucks stop charging and all that fun stuff. So that was part of the problem. Well, what I thought was the problem, it wasn't. New battery, new alternator. Realized I should have just went and researched first before I started jumping through and trying to fix this and that. I just went with the far from stock internal regulator. Love it. Works great. The only thing I recommend anyone doing is I didn't use the factory, I don't know what you call it, but that little brick thing. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, that goes here and then the ground to the engine, and then it goes to like the PCM and battery. I made my own. I am in the process of wire tucking it too, but that is the 4 gauge. More or less 4 gauge I ran, and then for now it's super temporary, but this just goes and connects back to the battery. I'm about to undo it, so I don't kill the battery. I've already done it twice. I knew it would do that. I just kept forgetting to undo that, and I haven't found a solution to where I want to have it on the ignition. I thought the little blue wire in this harness was gonna work. It probably might, but I haven't tested it in everything, so I don't know. And I'm still in the process of deleting the fusible links. So that's another reason why I haven't really done that. I wanted this as just temporary. So technically mod, I guess we'll call it. More of like keeping on the road more than a mod, but as I said, that's the 12 volt that tells the internal regulator to do its thing. So when you take this off, which I can just show you, it's not, I just have it on a simple little, just like this, and then you're good. It's, if you remember to do it, it's whatever. It takes like 12 hours to actually drain it completely to the point where it won't start. So yeah, when I got it, I will show a picture right here. And as you can see, it was pretty dirty. Well, still is in my mind. It kills my OCD, but along with what else you can see is I've already moved some stuff. So I love wire tucked engine bays. If you haven't already seen my second gen video, I'm starting that one as well. But I just looked at it for, looked for like 2 hours just staring at everything. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. So I relocated everything that was here. So your cruise control module or vacuum plunger, whatever you want to actually call that thing, and the 2 relays for the grid heater. They didn't make sense at why they were right there, and I'm like, you could easily clean this with just a couple of things, so that's what I did. I'll do an extra video of more in depth, but it's 2 plate brackets that bolt to the rear of the firewall, well, on the firewall, and I have all the electrical stuff back there, so that's what this cable is. It's the same one I ran for the alternator that you can see there. It goes down, starter and that wire come up to a big 4-prong power bus bar, I guess you can call it, and that's where this goes to. So that's where the alternator and starter match up to the battery. I still haven't relocated the relays or the horns because I'm still kind of debating on where I'm going to put everything for the fusible link delete. I already have pretty much everything I want. There are a bunch of videos out there. I'm just doing it my way. I don't like how people put stuff right here. I'm kind of going for the exact opposite. Most people just bolt everything to here, and I like open. I'm even going to relocate the battery pretty soon. I'm just trying to keep it on the road as much as possible between all this stuff. Next step is just, I'm trying to do it in a chunk. So picture here over, and then we'll go to here, and then here, and then to there. I already have tons of ideas how to open all this up. I literally want a bare engine bay. Like, I want to open it and I just want pearl white. I don't know why I have a thing about the engine bay, but I want to honestly redo the white underneath here. And then I love when the outside's like patina or ratty, jagged, whatever. I think it's such a cool look. But I want to open the hood and have that like clean factor under the hood. That's why I'm gonna be going with this, which is explaining the wire tucking and all that and moving everything around. And then eventually when we do paint it, I'm probably gonna fill all these holes and then probably like try to smooth this stuff out. So how there's like that embroidered, where the plate went for the cruise control bracket, try to get that to be smoothed out. However we can do that, whether it means taking off the whole fender and using a bean, sandbag and a dolly and getting it all out, however. I'm gonna fill a lot of these weird holes. I don't know if they went to something that is or are no longer on them, but I don't like it. With the future plans, I love far from stock stuff, but the one that I'm gonna make on my own instead is their little duct plate bracket that goes right here. It replaces this ridiculous panel rubber thing. Also ties into your radiator. I think it's super awesome, but if I can do it in my own garage, I'm gonna try and make it my own little personal touch. Engine wise, stock. I don't understand why the previous owner did this. It actually irritates me really bad, and it's kind of hard to find this one line. I do think it has the injectors going bad. I think they're sticking or something. When you first start it, it has that haze, like a lot of white smoke, and it kind of shakes. But once it gets warmed up, it fades away. And then, now after watching those clips, that was about 6 months ago, give or take, and I realized that was kind of a cliffhanger ending in those clips. So the suspension on the truck was pretty shot, along with the steering and brakes. The steering wasn't horrible, it was more just the brakes weren't good and the suspension just was outdated, and the bushings were probably like the OEM ones, so it was just a little bit more play than I wanted. So the goals, right? The goals for the truck are going to be just an awesome, super fun street truck that's dailyable if I wanted to, go to meets, go to XYZ. It's not going to be the most comfortable truck in the world just because of the nature of the truck. It's heavy, you know, blah, blah, blah. I love the C10 scene. I love like the lowered and just really good looking square body single cab Chevys, and with me wanting my own thing, I figured I want to do that same kind of esque, if you will, to the first gen. It will be a street truck. I'm not worried about the street queen or pavement princess comments, because it literally is that. You will be like stating the obvious by saying those things. You can if you want, it's your opinion. I love that it's going to be going in that direction because I've always wanted a fast street truck. It's not going to be like breaking records. It's going to probably be a maxed out VE truck, if you will. I don't think I have a plan on P-pumping it. A lot of the inspiration will be taken from Greg A. I'm sure a lot of you have watched his. I love his interior. As it sits now, I already have done a bunch of suspension stuff. I rebuilt the whole front end. That video is coming next. Literally everything was taken off the front of the truck. I even got a citation from my city because I had the truck so disassembled in my own driveway. So stay tuned for that. There's definitely more videos coming on this one. The wire tuck, like I mentioned, that's gotten more progress since then as well. So with that being said, if you'd like to keep up with the build and stay tuned, by all means, please subscribe. And I appreciate anyone that likes or comments on this video. As always, keep turning those wrenches. Till next time, late.